But the simple kind of elevator pitch for the Satanic Temple is that we're a non-theistic religion in opposition to arbitrary authority. We align ourselves against the rising theocratic movement, particularly in the United States today, and we have a set of affirmative values we feel that are in line with that kind of rejection of arbitrary authority and tyrannical motions that we see being enacted.
Well, there you go. That was Lucian Greaves, otherwise known as Douglas Marsden, I think. But anyway, good evening, one and all, and welcome to Ed, our keeper of rabbits and plunger of holes.
Thanks, John.
Does that sound all right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
it's better that than keeper of holes and plunger of rabbits.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Although there's so many bloody rabbit holes out there, it's too much of a job for just one person.
Oh, of course it is. So it's good to see you, mate. It's good to see you.
And you?
Oh, it's cold here, so I'm keeping my hoodie on because last night I had to jump into my Christmas blankie thing. So,
oh dear,
it's just too cold. It's too cold. But anyway, right.
Somewhere other than Scotland, then, shouldn't you?
Yes, I should, and I did. I moved to France. Remember, but I had to come back.
Yeah, but who the hell wants to live in France?
Well, say you say that, but France on a good day's. I mean, France is great. Rural France is like being back in the 1980s. It really is. You know, the shops are only open at certain times. Everybody has a half day on a Wednesday. Everybody stops for a 2-hour lunch. Everybody on the road is pissed after lunch because they all drink, right? And I'm not kidding, right? Public holidays, the shops don't open. You can't go shopping on a Sunday because most of the shops are shut. The supermarket's open until 12 o'clock on a Sunday. So, you know, there are certain restrictions, but you get right used to that really quickly. And it's a wonderful country, and it's empty. Because you think France is like 2.5 to 3 times the size of the UK, and it's got a smaller population. So, yeah, Paris might be the biggest city in Europe, but once you get out of the cities, France is empty. And it's beautiful. It really is. But apart from that, it's a bureaucratic nightmare.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Most of those European countries are. Spain is the same. I was put off by France and the French by having to transit through Charles de Gaulle Airport when going down to Zambia to see my dad, because there was ages where we used to fly with UTA, which has now merged with Air France, but Charles de Gaulle's got to be one of my least favorite airports. And French airlines, if you speak French, you get great service. If you don't speak French, you're basically treated like a third-class citizen.
Well, that's France, mate. That's just France in general. So if you try and speak French, they will respect you more than if you don't try at all. The ones they really hate are, and I'm not trying to be racist, but generally it's old English people who do nothing more than raise their voice in an effort to try and communicate, which just doesn't work.
Yeah, raise their voice and talk really slowly.
Yes. I am not an idiot.
Oh dear.
Right.
But I mean, I guess that's the same is true with everywhere. But Holland was very much like France when I was growing up. There was no shops open on a Sunday, and no super. I don't think the supermarket was open at all on a Sunday.
Sweden's weird. Sweden's like everywhere you go, I always try and learn a bit of. When I say learn a bit of the language, it's at least decent, I think, to know hello, goodbye, thank you, please, that kind of stuff. At least to start with. And Sweden's weird though, because as soon as they realise you're not Swedish, they'll speak to you in English, because
same in Holland.
They want to practice their English all the time, and they seem to love speaking in English.
It makes learning Dutch really difficult. It's probably the same
Yeah.
trying to learn. If you're a foreigner going to Sweden and you try and learn Swedish, it's probably really bloody difficult because it'll just automatically switch over to English.
Yeah,
Um,
and people always criticize us, as not learning another language. And the thing is, it's fine if you live in France or Spain or Germany or Sweden or anywhere. Everybody learns English because that's the kind of universal language. It's a universal language of commerce. It's a universal language of air pilots and all that. So everybody learns English. But we've got to pick one out of God knows how many other languages. So how it's not fair. I mean, so I reckon, it's just not fair. Not fair.
well, it also doesn't help being an island because that geographical barrier between lots of people mixing. I mean, it's also the schools. I mean, I'm not sure if it's still true in Holland, but when my mum was at school, she had to do English, Dutch, French, German, and Spanish. And most Dutch people will not only speak English, but most of them speak German, or a lot of them will speak at least a bit of German.
Yeah.
Not so many French, but there's plenty of Dutch people that speak French as well, and Spanish. I mean, the Dutch, but it's also, I think, something that's unique to the Dutch because they're a trading nation and a seafaring nation. So you find Dutch people in the craziest of places. I've been rescued with we were driving to Lake Iteshe in Zambia, and the drive from Lusaka to Iteshe is about 4 hours roughly. The first part of it over on just a dead straight tarmac road that goes all the way to, I think it ends up in Angola or somewhere. And the fan belt on my dad's vehicle broke down, snapped basically, and we were literally in the middle of nowhere. It was probably a 50-mile walk to the nearest little village, and forget about telephones or anything like that. And then trundling along the road is this pickup with a Dutch couple in it, who essentially rescued us and took us to a phone so that we could get help, and my dad could shout at his mechanic, who should have, because the car was checked the day before, but the mechanic obviously didn't check the fan belt.
Yeah. These things happen. But anyway, so let's get on to the meat of the topic, because we've been beating around the bush here tonight. And apparently we're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to just get straight into the meat of the topic. So we're going to talk about Satanism a little bit. But I think before we even start on the Satanism, I think we've got to try and define what we understand as a religion. Because I actually had an interesting conversation with Ben today, and I said, these Satanists are weird because they don't necessarily believe in the devil. And Ben says, well, you don't need the paranormal or a deity to have a religion. And I'm going, well, how not? And and after a little bit of research, it does seem that in the modern day, a religion just appears to be a group of people that have one cause, and they don't necessarily need a spiritual leader or deity. But that's only a very recent thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've always defined a difference between.
Ben, why are you pinging me? I'm on a show and he starts pinging me. What the freaking hell?
Well, yeah, I mean, to me, there's a difference between faith and religion. There's a difference between one's own personal beliefs, whatever they are, and organized religion. So for me, when I think of religion, I think of the religious books and the different religious figures, the popes and the monks and the Dalai Lama and all these people. And I've always had an issue with organized religion. I don't have any issue with individual faith. I mean, I have my own personal beliefs as well. I wouldn't describe myself as religious by any stretch of the imagination. But the Satanic Temple doesn't even seem particularly religious. I don't. The thing that I don't understand is if you don't, I mean, because you look at their FAQ, there's no.
Well, let's start with the Satanic Temple then, because, and there's two things here. There's the Satanic Temple, which is the guy that we saw at the start. He's the founder and current leader of the Satanic Temple. And there's also the Church of Satan. Now, Church of Satan was founded in 1966, and that was Anton LaVey, who wrote I think he wrote the Satanist Bible or something like that.
There's also got to be one of the creepiest looking dudes I've ever seen.
yeah, he does.
I think he, I don't know if his whole image is about as being as disturbingly creepy and evil looking as possible. I mean, he's almost got a Ming the Merciless air to him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a fat Ming the
So,
Merciless.
I'm gonna pull up and we can do this now. Look, so I'm pulling up a message from the chat. So Robin is asking, what did I do to Chaz? Well, Chaz is just getting into the spirit of things, you know. He's been digging into the different religions, and he's got his horns on, hasn't he? Oh, right. So let's dig into so this is the Satanic Temple. There are 7 fundamental tenets of Satanic, and I don't know about you, Ed, but on first glance they look incredibly reasonable, right? I mean, one should strive to act with compassion and empathy towards all creatures in accordance with reason. That sounds good. Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty standard for religion.
Yeah. The struggle for justice is an ongoing and necessary pursuit that should prevail over laws and institutions. Now that's pushback against overreach of government, which I think a lot of us would kind of agree with at this moment in time. Yeah.
Yeah.
One's body is inviolable, subject to one's own will alone. Well, again, that's pretty topical. Yeah. And remember, this was founded in what, 20... No, it's not terribly new, is it? What was it, 2013 or something? Anyway, the freedoms of others should be respected, including the freedom to offend, to willfully and unjustly encroach upon the freedoms of another is to forgo one's own. Again, that sounds reasonable. You know, if you want to be offended, you take that offence and run with it, you know. I think that sounds fair. Beliefs should conform to one's best scientific understanding of the world. One should take care never to distort scientific facts to fit one's beliefs. That's pretty topical as well, isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah. People are fallible. Well, most people are. I mean, I'm not. If one makes a mistake, one should do one's best to rectify it and resolve any harm that might have been caused. That sounds fair. And the last tenet, every tenet is a guiding principle designed to inspire nobility in action and thought. Spirit of compassion, wisdom, and justice should always prevail over the written or spoken word. Now, that sounds incredibly reasonable as well. So the question is, if it's so damn reasonable, why did they pick Satan as their religion?
They go to great pains to disavow any link with Satan himself, and I'd struggle to understand why. I mean, given the implications of a name like Satan and calling yourselves the Satanic Temple, it's almost inviting comparisons with being evil. That's just something I don't understand at all. I mean, they do seem very heavy on the eugenics. I didn't do a huge amount of research, but what research I did didn't throw up any prominent names I recognize from the eugenics movement or anything like that. But
yeah,
they're very much into birth control, which I find the whole thing very odd.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
it's even if you compare it to the Church of Satan, which we can come to in a minute, but even that's not necessarily, they don't openly worship Satan. But if you're going to call yourself the Satanic Temple, and you're going to use all of the iconography like Baphomet and all of this kind of stuff, I mean, they even had a, I mean, their symbol is very Satan-y. But at the same time, say that we've got nothing to do with Satan. I don't get it. That's telling me that somehow they're doing some sort of hokey rituals or something that they're not telling anyone about.
Yeah, they're kind of confused, aren't they? Well, I think one of the things that they are trying to do is they're trying to get around Roe versus Wade. You know, the repeal of that by claiming that the right to termination is part of their religious ritual. And in America, you know,
well, that's not disturbing.
Well, yeah, but in America there are laws that prevent you interfering with religious ritual. Therefore, if their religious ritual is the right to have a termination, then states like Texas can't stop them. And I think they're actually in legal process against Texas just now to try and do that. But that's just one facet, you know. I don't think the whole church was designed with that in mind. Or can you call it a church if it's a thing? But anyway, let's have a look at the kids' quick reference guide to the difference between the Satanic Temple and the Church of Satan. Now, we'll start with the logos. One's black on white and the other one's white on black. Really, that's about the only real difference.
Well, it's kind of the white on black one is a bit more Baphomet than the black on the Satanic Temple is more Baphomet than the Church of Satan. They've got pentacle. Well, I mean, they've got pentagrams, but they're kind of upside down. I don't know if I mean, they're both run by really creepy looking dudes, because the head of the Temple of Satan is just as, it's not quite as creepy as Anton LaVey. Who's the name?
That guy Lucian Greaves, the guy that was on the video at the start. He's the founder of the Temple of Satan.
Yeah, Lucian Greaves.
Yeah, otherwise known as, I think is it Darren? Yeah, Darren. No, Douglas. His name was Douglas Marsden or something like that. His real name.
I mean,
so
it doesn't make a lot of sense.
No,
it really doesn't.
Well,
from the name.
Let's get through it. Right, let's get through the differences. So, Satanic Temple, founded 2013, Church of Satan 1966, officially recognised as tax exempt, which puts them into the same category as the Catholic Church, the Mormons, the Church of the Latter Day. Is the Church of the Latter Day Saints and the Mormons the same thing? And then there is the of course.
No, the church. I think they are the same.
Yeah, Scientology, that's different, but they're also tax exempt. Apparently the Church of Satan is not tax exempt, so it's not officially recognised as a religion in America. Taken seriously by credible religious scholars as a manifestation of modern Satanism. Now that they both tick the box there.
Hang on a second.
But the next one's the one, and let me just get the next one out, and then you can go to town on it. Belief in an actual Satan. Neither of the two of them.
Why would you? I don't get it. I really don't. Given how people are gonna relate to you if you call yourself the Satanic Temple, or the Temple of Satan, or the Church of Satan, and then you forsake any connection with Satan. It's just like, oh, we just thought the name was nice.
Well, it seems to
What?
be that. I mean, the next one, belief in magic, right? So, Satanic Temple, no. Church of Satan, yes. Okay. Now, here's the one that gets me. Foundational text. So apparently, the temple, good God, the Satanic Temple has a vast literary canon, right? Whereas the Church of Satan just has the writings of Anton LaVey.
Yeah, I mean, the Church of Satan, it does. LaVey has a very Crowley-esque feel to him, and
Mhm.
the Church of Satan's kind of doctrine is all about is very, very Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, yeah.
Do what thou wilt shall be the extent of the law, or whatever he said. And I mean, it says the Church of Satan emphasizes individualism and personal achievement. And it's known for its philosophy of self-indulgence and makes right ideology.
Mhm.
And the Satanic Temple focuses on reason, empathy, and social justice. Which I mean, reason, empathy, and social justice are not exactly traits that one would associate with Satan. Why would you? I cannot get over the fact that these people call
Maybe
themselves the Temple of Satan and then spend an awful lot of time trying to distance themselves from it. I mean, it
yeah.
makes no sense.
People are reading this, aren't they? Because right. So the Temple of Satan all has, well, it's political, is a non-theistic movement aligned with liberty, equality, and rationalism. Right. Whereas the Church of Satan, it says just Ayn Rand's philosophy with ceremony and ritual added. Okay, right. Fights for secularism, yes, for the temple. Defends reproductive rights, yes, for the temple. Has a physical headquarters, yes. Has local chapters, yes. Actively growing, yes. So these are all yes and no's for the church. And then we have holds regular meetings and events, yes. Church, no. In the news talking about Satanism, yes for both. In the news for their activities, public events, etc. Yes for the temple, no for the church. Politically and socially active, yes for the temple. Accepts donations, yes to both. Membership fees, 25 quid for a membership card for the temple, but 250 quid, $250 to join the church. Now, here's the part. The Baphomet monument. Why have a monument to Baphomet when you don't believe in Satan?
Yeah.
And then there's the Get Them Young Club. After school Satan clubs.
Oh, that's not disturbing.
see-
Hey, honey,
well,
I've got a
yeah.
great idea. Let's send little Johnny to the after-school Satan club.
I bet they're all heavy
What?
metal people, aren't they? They're all going to be heavy metal goths that
Why
turn
don't
up
sit
at the
around
after
listening
school.
to Metallica or something?
Well,
Or
you know, see when
one
I
of
was
the more...
a teenager, I was quite into the occult. And I mean, I did a lot of digging into it, and I had a set of tarot cards and all that, and I used to get magazines and
tarot
books.
cards.
Yeah. So I was quite into it. So an after school Satan club might have appealed to me. I might have been one of those people that get dragged along to an after school Satan club. I could have turned out to be a Satanist. And I might have been a better person for it, judging by what I'm reading
Well,
here.
given how many of the Temple of Satan's tenets you agree with, you probably are a Satanist. You just don't know it, John. But then you're a Satanist who doesn't believe in Satan. What? You're gonna join the Temple of Satan, but you don't believe in Satan. Can someone please? I don't know if someone in the chat can someone please make this make sense, because it just doesn't. I mean, it's
Right,
the
hold
most
on.
bizarre.
Oh. Here's one. The last two are tremendous. Right, so after authoritarian, so apparently the Church of Satan is quite authoritarian. The next one is believes men who prefer blue cheese dressing must be homosexually inclined because the odor is reminiscent of a locker full of well-worn jock straps.
What?
So apparently the Church of Satan believe that. Apparently. No, I think, who was it? Someone in the chat said that they thought it might be a joke, but I think it's right. I think it's true. Because you think about it, blue cheese does smell a bit like that. It does. But it tastes much better, having never eaten a jock strap.
I can't
I can't make that statement.
But wasn't Baphomet some sort of androgynous creature anyway? Or some sort of...
And then the temple has a crowning glory with a massive tick says, topic of a major documentary about modern Satanism being released by Magnolia Pictures in 2019. So there you go.
It's very, very bizarre, I have to say.
It's a bit.
And I mean, given that the Temple of Satan was only established in 2013, I mean that's not even 10 years old.
Yeah.
So how can they have a vast library of material?
Oh, it's 11 years old now.
Well, 11 years old. Whatever. Maths has never been my strong suit. Screw you, hippie.
That's okay.
Well, I don't. I mean, they believe in magic. Well, no, the Church of Satan does. Like I said, Church of Satan is almost like Anton LaVey just wanted to be. I mean, it's like he looked up to Aleister Crowley and he wanted to be like Al.
Well, now I've got that, and I've got this song running through my head. That's not going to.
Yeah, no, it. And that wasn't Simon and Garfunkel. It was just Paul Simon from Graceland.
Yeah, but then he did it with what's his name, Will Ferrell, didn't he?
Bill Murray.
No, he did a video with Will Ferrell. You can call me Al.
That wasn't Will Ferrell.
Chevy Chase.
That's the one.
Chevy Chase.
It was either Bill Murray or Chevy Chase, but it was
Chevy. It was Chevy Chase.
Well, someone's bitching about the lack of a fire. Yeah, I'll go right next week. I can't be bothered to change it right now.
Oh, good grief. So,
I just this whole I don't understand. What I can't understand is how the Temple of Satan expects people to take them seriously when you go it's like, oh hey, I want to join the Temple of Satan because I think Satan's pretty cool. Yeah, but we don't believe in Satan.
I'm gonna go to the FAQ because
because some of those are hilarious.
That's right. Here we go. So let's start with the FAQ. So we've got membership. How can I join? Does it matter? Do we interested?
No.
What are the benefits of joining? Are we interested?
No.
Membership information used. We don't care. How do I cancel? Don't care. Age restrictions. Well, let's have a look at that. Let's see if there's age restrictions because that might be telling. No age restrictions. Okay. Right. I want to sell my soul, get rich, and join the Illuminati, etc. That
It's the elsewhere.
a possibility. Oh. Boring. Where are the TST congregations and how can I reach out to them? Okay, on the website. I don't see a congregation. Can you start a congregation? Can I start a congregation?
I want to see. I'm just gonna have a look and see. Alabama, Alaska, Alberta, Arizona. Satanic Temple of Benelux. So they're Belgian Satanic Temple people.
Oh, well, I'm not surprised. Belgians are a bit weird. So, do you worship Satan? No, nor do we believe in the existence of Satan or the supernatural. Right, okay. The Satanic Temple believes that religion can and should be divorced from superstition. Huh?
It doesn't seem to be.
As such, we do not promote a belief in a personal Satan. Huh? To embrace the name Satan is to embrace rational inquiry removed from supernatural. That sounds like wank speak.
Mm.
Satanists should actively work to hone critical thinking. You think? And well, we're being a
Well,
bit
surely
critical here.
honing critical thinking would involve asking the question, why are we called the Temple of Satan if we don't believe in Satan?
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, that's a bit weird. Do you promote evil? No, of course we don't promote evil. Undue suffering. Only undue suffering is bad. Regular suffering's okay.
we do not believe in symbolic evil. What is symbolic evil in speech
See,
marks?
this is
I mean, they've got like symbols connected to evil all over their website,
yeah,
and then they're putting "we don't believe in symbolic evil."
yeah.
I mean, I'm probably taking that a little bit too literally, but this group is very confused.
Yeah, Satan is a symbol of the eternal rebel in opposition to arbitrary authority, forever defending. Oh, so they're saying that Satan is just a manifestation of your inner need to rebel against authority.
But I mean, the thing is that by saying that it's an opposition to arbitrary authority, forever defending personal sovereignty, even in the face of insurmountable odds, that would imply that Satan represents those things to them, even though they claim not to believe in him.
Yeah, yeah. Our
that's
metaphoric representation is the literary Satan best exemplified by Milton and the romantic Satanists from Blake to Shelley to Anatole from.
what the hell is a romantic Satanist?
This is writings from what, early 1900s, isn't it? Late 1800s, yeah. This is Mary Shelley's time.
I need to find an example of romantic, because I mean I'm a big fan of the romantic poets, Keats and Shelley and Coleridge and Yeats. Not Yeats, was
Yeah.
Yeats a romantic poet?
Yeah, I think he was. I
Yeah, I
think
think
he
he was.
kind of was.
Well, he was of that generation. But I have never heard of romantic Satanists. I mean, surely that's another contradiction in terms. That's I mean, this whole it's like they're saying they're something they're not. They're calling themselves the Temple of Satan, but disavowing any links to Satan.
Yeah.
But at the same time, kind of implying in their FAQ that they think that Satan embodies certain qualities, and for someone or something to embody certain qualities, you have to believe that it exists. So they're kind of very self-contradictory.
Oh, hold on. So it says, do you adhere to the Satanic Bible, or do you have any books that you recommend? The Satanic Temple does not have any sacred book or scripture, and we do not adhere to the Satanic Bible. I thought they had a vast canon, a vast literary canon.
Okay, so an example of a romantic Satanist poem can be found in Percy Shelley's work, The Revolt of Islam. What the hell has that got to do with... Okay, right, let's find The Revolt of Islam then. Crying out loud. I'm just curious about what romantic Satanist poetry is, and then suddenly it's...
They've just shot themselves in the foot with their stance on, termination of pregnancies. They've just said that Satanic Temple does not have any required rituals, but some members choose to participate in rituals that they find personally meaningful, but there's no absolute right way to perform any of them. Surely that just nullifies any argument about their members doing rituals that would result in the termination of an unborn child.
And this is all very confusing, because this
I don't think this guy's thought this right.
I mean, this Revolt of Islam poem is enormous. I mean, it's multiple cantos with loads of... I mean, this is...
Who wrote it? Shelley?
Yeah.
Mary or
Sorry,
What Shelley?
Percy Bysshe. Percy Bysshe Shelley. Yeah, and this poem has got. I don't know. I'd have to actually take time to read the whole thing.
Oh,
It's like I
don't-
said, it's enormous.
yeah, don't do that. Just
No. I was thinking if it was short, I might read it out, but I'm not doing that. People be.
so.
Yeah.
So how's the Satanic Temple different from humanists? A unifying attribute of all Satanists is our embrace of our outsider status. Satanists adhere to the principles of individual sovereignty and the rejection of tyrannical activity.
There's something about this whole thing that doesn't smell right.
Does sound a bit.
No, I don't exactly know what that is. I mean, the brief bit of research that I did didn't throw up any significant rabbit holes. I mean, let's just have a quick run through of.
Should I email them? I'm a
Uh,
journalist or other member of the media, host a podcast, or I'm a filmmaker. How can I set up an interview? Email us at media@thesatanictemple.com. I might be penning
I
an
mean,
email later.
I did check to see if there were any connections between the Satanic Temple and the Lucis Trust, which is a rather dodgy organization that's affiliated with the UN and actually has. They actually have a presence in the United Nations building, and they have this weird room that has I'd say like a reading
Is this
room
safe?
or
Is this safe?
well, it's a meditation room that has this big block of meteorite, like a square stone that's made out of meteorite, and supposedly has some sort of weird. I mean, it's all very, very strange because Lucis, that's Lucifer.
Yeah.
But then those guys, I mean, they kind of claim that Lucifer it's all about light. And one of the things that I've heard from actual Satanists, rather than these Satanic Temple that don't claim any affiliation to Satanists, is that it's all completely inverted, and that he was actually the good one, and that it's a bit like the Cobra Kai, where it actually turns out to all be inverted, and your childhood hero was actually a complete bell end. and the guy that you thought was the bell end was actually a much downtrodden person or something. I don't know. It's all just very strange. It's. I mean, I looked to see if there was links with pedophilia, for example, or if there were any kind of dodgy. Where's that list? Hang on a minute. That's tenants. Yeah, I said it. I basically checked to see if it was embroiled in any controversies, and there was an arson attack in June of 2022, which is where a Boston man was arrested after an alleged arson attack at the Satanic Temple's headquarters in Salem, Massachusetts. Yeah, that's the other one. They're headquartered in Salem.
Yeah, they are.
Which is odd in itself as well. And there was just a bit of damage, nothing major. There was a bomb threat that the organization received in March 2023. They faced controversy surrounding legal recognition. And they've had clashes with conservative groups about their stance on abortion and their political activism. And I mean, most of what I could see was actually very eugenicsy, abortion-y kind of thing. It's almost, I don't know. I'm tempted to say that the eugenicists decided to rebrand themselves, but I think they rebranded themselves as the environmental movement, not the Satanic Temple. I struggle to understand why they called themselves the Satanic Temple, because if they have these kind of lofty, noble ideas about individual liberty and bodily autonomy, and I didn't hear them making a lot of noise during the recent 3 years of nonsense, but maybe I missed that. But I don't understand, why wouldn't they call themselves the temple of self-determination or something?
Yeah, and see, I'm not quite sure why they need to why they feel this need to have a link to Satan. When
But they say they
anyone,
don't have a link to Satan.
well, see, but this is, well, then why call yourself satanic? I mean,
Well, exactly. This is what I'm struggling to wrap my brain around. That if you look through their FAQ, on the one hand, they're saying no, we don't believe in Satan, and there's no connection to Satan.
Mhm.
And then on the other hand, they're basically talking about principles of individual sovereignty and the rejection of tyrannical authority, which, if they're associating that with the idea of Satan,
Mhm.
then what they're basically saying is that God was the tyrannical authority, and Satan and the devil was the individual sovereignty. Or do they make a distinction between Satan and the devil? I mean, it's kind of splitting hairs a bit, but they don't make any sense. Well, because I mean, you would think, especially starting your organization in 2013, by which point it should be very clear to you if you call yourselves the Temple of Satan or the Satanic Temple, you are going to get a lot of people that think you're Satanists. I mean, and if you don't want to have that connection, why give yourselves that name? It's bizarre.
Yeah, and I mean, let's have a quick look at their premises. The Satanic Temple in Salem, the Salem Art Gallery, right? I mean, it looks very nice, but you know, it's just a bit weird. And you know, why have Baphomet and things like that if you don't believe in it?
Well, exactly, and all of the symbology, the five-pointed star, and I mean, there's one here that I'm going to read out, which is, how are you different from other satanic organizations? Many satanic organizations focus on pointless and misguided efforts to establish a monopoly on a vision of the one true Satanism. This obsession with ownership has fomented an unfortunate culture in which Satanism's most vitriolic critics often self-identify Satanists. The Satanic Temple is not interested in establishing itself as the sole arbiter of satanic practice. Rather, we are open to working with other self-identified satanic organizations to promote general recognition of satanic legitimacy. While many satanic organizations seem to revel in superfluous hierarchies while isolating themselves in petty organizational autocracy, the Satanic Temple eschews rigid, centralized authority and focuses its efforts on effecting tangible constructive change. We believe in building a politically active satanic movement and invite others to join us in these efforts. But they forsake, but they forsake any knowledge of Satan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I don't. Even if you look at the thing about what they believe in.
Hold on, here's a comment I've got to put up. This is comment of the week. Espresso Mechanic TV says, "Well, to be fair, I'm not sure the Church of England actually believe in England."
Okay, yeah, that one wins it.
He's got a point.
Yep, that's the winner.
Well done, sir.
That's yeah. Round of applause. Ah, dear. Well, that's, I mean, but these the thing is that this Temple of Satan, they don't seem particularly temple-y, and they don't seem particularly Satan-y.
No.
So why call yourselves a Satanic Temple? The whole thing is just completely bizarre.
It is weird. Now,
I mean, they even have a section in the FAQ about how does the Satanic Temple's Satanism differ from LaVeyan Satanism, referring to Anton LaVey.
That's because people confuse them all the time, apparently.
Well, I'm not bloody surprised. Well, I confuse them. One's the Temple of Satan, one's the Church of Satan. I mean,
yeah.
But LaVey doesn't. I mean,
LaVey, really, right? The Church of Satan is much better. Check this out. Check these guys out. That's what you expect from your Satanist, don't you? I mean, the guy looks like the Master from Doctor Who. And then everybody's wearing badly made effigies of other animals. I mean, what the hell is that red thing that guy's wearing? I can see the cat and the boar, right? But what is that red thing? Is that meant to be a ram? I don't know. It's just bizarre.
The other thing,
That is what you expect a Church of Satan to look like. They're living up to their name, very much so. Do you disagree?
Is that David Cameron in the middle?
It could be. It could be. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Or no, well, it would probably be behind him if it was him.
Oh, and they call themselves things like warlocks and oh yeah, yeah. I mean, that guy Anton LaVey, he looks like the Master from Doctor Who.
He does well.
Yeah.
Oh, Ming the Merciless.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've seen an interview with him, and he has the world's creepiest eyebrows as well. I mean, he must spend an absolute fortune on his eyebrow.
Do you think he plucks?
Or whatever.
Do you think he plucks?
I don't know. It looked like he waxed the bloody thing.
I said that to a girl once.
The other thing about
this girl was sitting there, and I goes, "Well, you look like you pluck."
Oh dear! I mean, just looking at this, back on the Satanic temples, how do they differ from Anton LaVey? Is the TST does not forward supernatural theories of the universe and finds little value in LaVeyan edicts, such as those that instruct one to acknowledge the power of magic if you have employed it successfully to obtain your desires. I mean, it's so. Let's just recap. The Satanic Temple doesn't believe in Satan.
Mm-hmm.
They don't believe in supernatural theories of the universe. And their sort of philosophy is very kind of humanist in the sense of bodily autonomy and free rights and all this kind of thing.
Okay.
So let's just take a step back a minute. You are contemplating setting up some sort of organization to further your own beliefs. And you have all of these beliefs that are pretty rational, and you believe in bodily autonomy and abortion and all these kinds of things. And you're sitting there with your friends, and it's like, what are we going to call our organization? I know. Let's call it the Satanic Temple. Yeah. I mean,
why?
It's not. Well, exactly. You're not exactly going to win friends and influence people. You're going to have people making all sorts of outlandish claims about being evil and being satanic and the devil and devil worship and all this kind of thing. But you go ahead anyway.
They're mocking my eyebrows because they said mine look a bit like Anton LaVey's. Right. Well, let's dig into the Church of Satan now, Ed. Let's have a look at the 9 satanic statements by Anton LaVey. Right? Oh, you give them fair play. Got to give them equal time. It's like a party political broadcast here. Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence. Okay, right. I can kind of go along with that one. Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams. That sounds reasonable. Yeah. Satan represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit. That sounds eminently reasonable and sensible. Satan represents kindness to those who deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates. Ooh. That's nice. That's actually quite nice, isn't it? Satan represents vengeance instead of turning the other cheek. Oh, that's going against the old Christian method, then, isn't it? Or is it?
The Buddhists wouldn't like that one either.
Yeah. Satan represents responsibility to the responsible instead of concern for psychic vampires. I love that. That's tremendous, isn't it? That's what a turn. This guy's got a good turn of phrase. Satan represents man as just another animal, sometimes better, more often worse, than those that walk on all. Who, because of his divine, spiritual, and intellectual development, has become the most vicious animal of all. That's it's hard to contend against it, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
You know, Satan represents all of the so-called sins, as they all lead to physical, mental, or emotional gratification. Well, do they? Do they really? Because, you know, overindulgence can lead to not gratification. It can lead to death. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if I agree with number 8. And Satan has been the best friend of the church has ever had, as he's kept it in business all these years. Well, you can't argue with that one, can you?
Well, I thought it was Jesus that had kept it in business all these years.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I understand the point he's trying to make,
yeah,
but
I know what you say.
it's. I mean, at least this guy seems a bit more Satan-y than the other lot. I mean, the other lot is pretty much false advertising. If you found the Satanic Temple and you wanted to join on the basis that you wanted to become a Satanist, and then you found out that they weren't satanic at all, you'd be a bit aggrieved.
Should we report them to Trace Descriptions? Can you imagine? We'll phone up Trace
Descriptions. Got your complaint with trading standards because they're not Satan-y enough.
We've found these people that purport to be the temple of Satan, but we don't think they are because they said they don't believe in Satan. Surely that's false advertising.
Oh dear. Maybe that's why they don't have a. I didn't see a UK. I mean, it's a Benelux Temple of Satan, but I didn't see a Great Britain or England or United Kingdom Temple of Satan. So
maybe it's been what would you call it? Censured by the council.
You can actually get. So they've even got an ordination program. TST launched our ordination program in early 2021 and is currently offering ordination to members who are active volunteers for a campaign or members of a congregation.
Oh, you've got a treat coming, mate. You've got a treat coming because the Church of Satan has got a list of the 9 satanic sins. These are good. I think.
The 9 satanic sins.
Stupidity. The top of the list for satanic sins. The cardinal sin of Satanism. It's too bad that stupidity isn't painful. Ignorance is one thing, but our society thrives increasingly on stupidity. It depends on people going along with whatever they're told. The media promoter cultivated stupidity as a posture that is not only acceptable but laudable. Satanists must learn to see through the tricks and cannot afford to be stupid. Bloody hell! That's nailed it!
Oh yeah, I can't. I only wrote that in 1987, so.
And pretentiousness, empty posturing can be the most irritating and isn't applying the cardinal rules of lesser magic. On equal footing with stupidity for what keeps the money in circulation these days. Everyone is made to feel like a big shot, whether they come up with the goods or not. And he wrote this in 87. He's not far off.
No.
Solipsism can be very dangerous for Satanists. Projecting your reactions, responses, and sensibilities onto someone who is probably far less attuned than you are is a mistake of expecting people to give you the same consideration, courtesy, and respect that you naturally give them. They won't. Instead, Satanists must strive to apply the dictum of do unto others as they do unto you. Works for most of us and requires constant vigilance lest you slip into a comfortable illusion of everyone being like you. I know that no.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, I know. Imagine if even one clone of me, the world would come to an end. As it's been said, certain utopias would be ideal in a nation of philosophers, but unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, from a Machiavellian standpoint, we are far from that point. He lost me a little bit at the end there, but anyway, self deceit. It's in the 9 satanic statements, but deserves to be repeated here. Another cardinal sin. Not pay homage to any of the sacred cows presented to us, including the roles we are expected to play ourselves. The only time self-deceit should be entered. This is good stuff. Oh, here we go. Herd conformity. That's obvious from a satanic stance. It's all right to conform to a person's wishes if it ultimately benefits you, i.e., look out for yourself. But only fools follow along with the herd. Letting an impersonal entity dictate to you. The key is to choose a master wisely. Well, my point would be the key is not to choose a master.
Yeah, but they will want he wants everyone to choose him as their master.
Yeah, I know, but if you're a true Satanist, you wouldn't pick him as your master.
No, that's true. I mean, all of these lack of perspective, forgetful of past orthodoxies, counterproductive pride, lack of aesthetics. Well, the guy Anton LaVey kind of has a lack of aesthetics when you look at his eyebrows. But,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
but they're not very satany. I mean, the thing that I wonder is whether they don't have a whole load of hidden stuff that it's like like with Masonry, where the public gets to see this kind of facade of rituals and checkered floors and men wearing funny suits and all this stuff. But then actually, once you get to 33rd degree Freemasonry,
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
I don't know.
I'm going to put something up. I'll let you. You can read this one if you want. It's just so funny.
Which one?
This right. So this is the grotto system. Okay.
Let me find it.
Over the years, our special laboratory has embraced, expanded, and revived the use of grottos as a reason by which individuals in geographic proximity form an association for ritualization, socialization, and the pursuit of various projects. Good grief.
The grotto system has been phased out. It has become irrelevant by contemporary means of communication. So they just do it all on Zoom now.
Basically, yeah. They don't have grottos anymore.
I don't know. It's neither of these two give me the impression that they are what they say they are. Because they're actually admitting that they're not what they say they are, because they're calling themselves the Church of Satan or the Satanic Temple, and are not referring to, I mean, one of them disavows Satan completely, and the other one, I haven't really seen it mentioned. So, I mean, Anton LaVey always gave me the impression of thinking that he was some sort of strange godlike thing. I mean, thing is, LaVey's got connections to all sorts of dodgy people, and it's about whether either of these two groups are mixed up in the actual dark stuff that we would think about when we're talking about Satanism.
Yeah, so here we go. So, right, here's the FAQ on how to sell a soul. Right.
What?
How do I sell my soul? Satanists do not believe in God, Satan, heaven, or hell. There are no souls and nobody to buy them. You want something out of life, get off your lazy butt and work for it. If I join the Church of Satan, will I become rich and famous and have sex with anyone I desire? No. No, you won't. I pretty much think that's a given, that one. What can the Church of Satan do for me? Nothing that you can't do for yourself. There are no supernatural magic to change your life. We offer a realistic, pragmatic, materialistic philosophy which challenges you to work hard towards attaining your goals while living within the laws of the place where you live. They don't even, these guys don't even question the laws. If you're not up for that, then Satanism is not for you. See, you've got to be a good little Satan and do as you're told and work hard.
But surely that's the antithesis of. I mean, unless I've completely drastically misunderstood Satan all of my life. I mean, to me that's
This is a
fire and
watered.
brimstone, and he's the guy in charge of one of the
This,
theoretical places that you might end up when you die if you've been a particularly awful creature.
this is just so. I right. So Adam's right here because the other lot said that the Church of Satan believed in magic, but they've just said they don't.
No, the Satanic Temple
Yeah, they
doesn't believe in magic or
but-
supernatural,
yeah,
but
but they-
Anton LaVey's lot does seem to believe in.
No,
I mean,
they- I just read out saying they don't believe in any of the supernatural.
but which one are you talking about?
The Church of Satan. That was the Church of Satan that I just read out. I've been reading out the Church of Satan for the
Oh.
last 10 minutes. Not the temple. I know it's
Well, no,
confusing.
I know just that last bit, because that sounds very much like the Temple of Satan. So
Yeah, they sound exactly the same.
why the hell call yourself? Why use Satan in your name
I don't-
if you're not at all satanic and you don't want to be considered as satanic and you totally distance yourself
I
from
mean,
it?
why don't they just call themselves the Temple of Bintong or something like that?
Or the
Yeah.
Temple of Milwaukee? I don't know.
Yeah, you could be anything you want. I mean, it
Temple of the Universe. You could literally pick any other name and it wouldn't carry the same connotations.
Yeah.
And by picking that name, you must understand the connotations that choice of name is going to have with people. And why would you do it? And then spend an awful lot of time. So you call yourself the Satanic Temple, and then you spend a whole bunch of time on your website saying that
Debunking
you're not
Satan.
satanic.
debunking Satan, basically. I mean, here we go, Ed. Here's the Church of Satan on Aleister Crowley. Okay. So, Crowley was Aleister Crowley a Satanist? Crowley was many things: a poet, a mountaineer, an occultist, an author, and the founder of a religion based on the principle of thelema, Greek word for will. He was not a Satanist, and he did not consider himself to be one. His intention was to found a religion that employed the method of science and the aim of religion, spiritual doctrine, melding aspects of Eastern and Western religion, ceremonial magic, and it reveals ancient Egyptian deities as primary figures. Okay. Was Aleister Crowley part of the Church of Satan? No. Crowley died in 47. Church of Satan founded in 67. Your dues.
The next one's good.
Is Satanism allied with Wicca, Voodoo, or other non-Christian or neo-pagan religions? No. Satanism is an atheist philosophy. Hence
Okay,
it's-
sorry, let me just jump in there and stop you right there.
Yeah.
Satanism is an atheist philosophy. How is Satan, or the concept of Satan, atheist in any way, shape, or form?
See, this is the point. They shouldn't be using the word. They have bastardized the use of the word Satan. I feel quite offended.
I mean, they've rendered
taken
it
the
completely
name-
meaningless.
Yeah, they have. They've taken the name of the devil and used it for their own unscrupulous purposes.
It's like McDonald's co-opting Mac's name to use the Big Mac. I mean, the whole thing is absurd. It's absolutely,
It is.
totally absurd.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't actually understand how they expect anyone to take them seriously.
I don't understand this. I really don't.
Me neither.
And I'm glad we had a look at this together because if I'd started looking at this a moment, I think I'd have lost the will to live.
Yeah, me too.
These guys have lost it. And the thing is, I saw pictures. I can't find them. I saw pictures on the website the other day of a few Satanists that had gathered together, and they had like fake stick-on horns and stuff. Why? Why? Why are they
So what?
Why are they cosplaying when they don't believe in Satan?
Well, exactly. Why drape yourself in all of the symbolism and the name and the kind of connotations with the dark side of existence and eternal whatever? I don't know. But I mean, one associates Satan with hell and evil and everything that is wrong with the world. And it's almost like this lot are trying to rehabilitate him somehow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just completely bonkers. And I mean, especially if it's like there's some of the pictures of Anton LaVey on his website. He's a properly creepy looking dude.
Oh, yes, yeah. The Church
And the
of
other one was
Bob
the
says it unmediated mind. We could. I mean, it's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
I mean, it's like the temples, the head of the Satanic Temple is a picture of here posing in front of Baphomet. I mean, it makes no sense that you would call yourselves a Satanic Temple, have all of this, the statues and all of this stuff, and then say, but we're not Satanists.
Yeah, I know.
We don't believe in Satan. He's not. We don't believe in the supernatural.
Well,
What?
I know. I think. I don't think there's enough more to say about this bunch.
No.
Lost it. Both sides.
Yeah. I mean, they still don't make any sense. We've spent an hour talking about them, and it's bizarre. I literally I don't understand why anybody would want to join them.
So, this one's this hasn't been an incredibly funny episode, so I don't feel too bad about putting this up. This is kind of like an update to our to the treasure hunting with demons story that was out just before Christmas. Where during the Middle Age, not the Middle Ages, the 17th, 18th century, people used to go out and hunt for treasure by enlisting the aid of demons. And this happened in Colombia. So this woman, a mother who tortured and killed her 6-year-old son in a satanic sacrifice in Colombia, is facing life in prison. So Sandra Patricia Caro Perez and her partner Fabian Andre Carmona Ramirez beat the child to death during a 2-day ritual to rid him of evil spirits. But it's more than that, because the court in Colombia heard that the couple believed his death would lead them to a tomb of hidden gold. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy.
People are utterly
Yeah.
inexplicably bizarre.
Yeah, so when when he first disappeared, she said he'd gone to get bread and never returned home, but she told the school that he was off sick, and then she took to social media and started, asking for help and things like that. When the officers of the police entered the stepfather's room, there was pictures of saints inside a backpack. This person had a rag doll, one of those used for occult practices. So I'm sounding like a voodoo doll type thing. It was a human figure, even had the face and the point where the heart goes highlighted with pen ink. Apparently that person carried out these activities with books on magic. There was one called the Super Book of Dark Magic, and there were 3 magic books from different publishers. Stepfather also had 2 bottles where he kept dead animals, including scorpions and centipedes, which he filled with alcohol and other liquids.
Well, that's more the behavior you'd expect from a Satanist.
Yeah, the investigators found information showing that the family believed the young boy had demons that had to be expelled. Yeah, I think it's tragic. I think these people are mentally ill to a degree. And
Yeah.
and it's tragic that this happened to that young boy. But
You wonder
just
where
shows
people get ideas like that in their heads, that sacrificing their child will lead to a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
well, they've been doing it for hundreds of years, to be fair.
That's true.
So yeah. So there we go. So what do you think, Ed? Done enough?
I think they're all totally bizarre. And I mean, I they don't make any sense. I'm not sure. I'm quite happy to consign them to the dustbin part of my brain where I put things that I can't be bothered to look at again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's an interesting exploration. I thought they would be more Satan-y, but they're not at all.
I'm not Satan-y at all. They're quite bland in some respects. You know, as far as Satanists go. I mean, I was thinking we might get something like Eyes Wide Shut or something like that. You know, secret rituals and.
Yeah, but maybe they have secret rituals. I mean, if they do have secret rituals where they cut the heads off live chickens and stuff, they're not exactly going to broadcast that on their website. But at the same time, you wouldn't necessarily expect them to be all the way that they are if they have that dark side. I mean, if you're a super dark organization, you don't have a website to start with.
Yeah.
But it's bizarre. Like I said, I don't understand why anyone would want to join them, because you'd go looking in the yellow pages or online if you contemplating becoming a Satanist.
Hold on.
And you come across this say, yeah, I found my tribe.
Hold on.
And then you get there and they're not Satanists at all.
Hold on, Ed. 1983's on the phone. They want the yellow pages back. Yeah. It would be a big disappointment if you went to join that group looking for like mass orgies and ritual sacrifice and ended up sitting around having a cup of tea going, well, when's it all start then? When's it kick off? When does it kick off?
Yeah, it's not kicking off. We just get together and drink tea and talk about how to better ourselves.
It's like, where's the wards? Where's the pentagrams and all that on the walls and things? I don't see any. How do we keep the demons in place? Where's the salt to draw a circle? You know, can we seal the doors? No, none of that nonsense. We don't do anything like that. We don't believe in demons.
Completely mental. But I think we've done that one to death now.
Yeah, I think we have. Right, thanks very much, Ed.
Thank you. It's been fun.
It was good. And we'll see you again next week.
Definitely. Yeah, look forward to it.
And see you lovely people next week. Like, share, subscribe, give us a like, join the channel, donate if you can, comment on the thing, and you can shout at me if you like. I don't care. What else? We go. It's been great for you.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet next to me. I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. I your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate for taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer. What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build